Pisces, what if the thing you've been waiting for is closer than ever? What if the delays, frustrations, and unanswered questions were all leading to this moment? And what if the universe has been preparing something behind the scenes that you couldn't yet see? Because Pisces, today's energy carries a powerful message. Your waiting period may finally be coming to an end. For many of you, this reading will feel deeply personal, because you know exactly what you've been waiting for. Maybe it's an opportunity. Maybe it's financial progress. Maybe it's clarity. Maybe it's healing. Maybe it's a message you've hoped would arrive. Or maybe it's simply a sign that you're finally moving in the right direction. Whatever it is, the universe is showing movement. And after a long period of waiting, movement can feel like a miracle. Before we go deeper into today's message, if you're ready to welcome new opportunities, blessings, and breakthroughs into your life, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and comment below. I am ready to move forward, because Pisces, the energy surrounding your sign is changing. One of the strongest messages appearing today is that delays are ending. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean every challenge disappears overnight, but it does mean that stagnant energy is beginning to shift. Something that felt stuck is beginning to move. Something that felt blocked is beginning to open. Something that felt uncertain is beginning to reveal a path forward. And that matters, because when you've been waiting for a long time, even a small sign of movement can restore hope. The universe wants you to understand something important. The waiting period was not wasted. The delays were not meaningless. The silence was not punishment. In fact, many of the things you've experienced recently have been preparing you for what comes next. Preparation often looks like delay. Growth often looks like waiting. Alignment often happens invisibly. And Pisces, the universe has been working behind the scenes far more than you realize. Think about how much you've changed recently. Think about the lessons you've learned. Think about the strength you've developed. Think about the emotional healing you've been going through. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You are wiser, stronger, more aware. And because of that growth, you are becoming ready for opportunities that may not have aligned with the older version of yourself. One of the strongest energies surrounding you now is breakthrough energy. A breakthrough is different from ordinary progress. Ordinary progress is gradual. A breakthrough changes momentum. It changes perspective. It changes direction. And the universe is showing that a breakthrough is approaching. For some Pisces, this breakthrough may involve career. For others, finances. For others, relationships. For others, personal growth. The exact area may differ, but the energy remains the same. Forward movement, meaningful movement, the kind of movement that reminds you why you never gave up. Pisces, there is also strong energy connected to an unexpected message or opportunity. This message may arrive through a conversation, an email, a phone call, a social interaction, or even a chance encounter. The important thing is that it arrives unexpectedly. Not when you're obsessing over it, not when you're constantly checking for updates, but when you've temporarily released the need to control the outcome. And that is often how the universe works. Many blessings arrive when we stop forcing them, when we loosen our grip, when we trust the process. The universe keeps showing that communication plays an important role in this next chapter. Someone may have information you've been waiting to hear. Someone may provide clarity. Someone may open a door. And while the message itself may seem simple at first, its impact could be much larger than expected. Pisces, another major theme today involves intuition. Your intuition is becoming one of your greatest strengths. In fact, many of you have already sensed that something is changing. You may not have evidence yet. You may not have proof. But deep down, you've felt it. A feeling that life is preparing to shift. A feeling that a chapter is ending. A feeling that something new is beginning. Trust that feeling, because intuition often notices change before reality fully reveals it. You are one of the most intuitive signs of the Zodiac. You naturally connect with emotion, energy, symbolism, inner knowing, and right now your intuition is speaking loudly. Pay attention to dreams. Pay attention to repeated numbers. Pay attention to unexpected thoughts that keep returning. Pay attention to synchronicities, because the universe often provides clues before it provides confirmation. Pisces, there is another message coming through very clearly. Emotional burdens are beginning to lift. Many of you have been carrying emotional weight for longer than you realize. Worries, regrets, disappointments, unanswered questions, old fears. And while you've done your best to keep moving forward, carrying that weight has not been easy. The universe is showing that healing is taking place. Not because the past never happened, but because you are learning how to move beyond it. Healing does not erase experiences. Healing transforms your relationship with them. It allows you to remember without suffering. It allows you to learn without remaining trapped. And it allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. This emotional release is important because it creates space. Space for new opportunities. Space for new experiences. Space for new abundance. And Pisces, the universe wants you to have that space. There is also energy surrounding someone important re-entering your life. Now, this won't apply to everyone in exactly the same way. For some, it may be a person from the past. For others, it may be someone who has been distant. For others, it may be someone connected to an opportunity or a new chapter. What matters is that the energy of reconnection is active. A connection that seemed inactive may begin moving again. A conversation that felt unfinished may resume. A person you thought was no longer relevant may suddenly reappear. The universe is encouraging you to remain open while also trusting your intuition. Not every returning person belongs in your future. But some return because there is still something important to learn, experience, or understand. Pisces, powerful new chapter is beginning. Not someday. Not eventually. Now, the first pages are already being written. You may not fully recognize it yet because change often begins quietly. But that doesn't make it any less real. Every major transformation begins with small shifts. A new thought, a new opportunity, a new connection, a new perspective, and those small shifts eventually create an entirely different reality. As we approach the end of part 1, there is one message the universe keeps repeating. Do not mistake silence for inactivity. Do not mistake delay for denial. And do not mistake uncertainty for failure. Because movement is beginning. The waiting period is ending. And the breakthrough you've been hoping for may be much closer than you realize. If this message resonates with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and comment below. My breakthrough is coming. Because Pisces, the universe may be preparing to change everything. Pisces, if you are still here, then perhaps your heart already knows that something important is changing. Perhaps you've felt it in quiet moments. Perhaps you've noticed it in your dreams. Perhaps you've sensed it in the way certain situations no longer feel the same. Because Pisces, the universe continues to send the same message. The waiting period is ending, and the chapter ahead carries far more potential than the chapter behind you. But now we need to go deeper, because the universe is showing that this shift is not only external. It is internal as well, and often the internal shift happens first. For a long time, many Pisces have felt as though they were standing between two worlds. One foot in the past, one foot in the future. Part of you wanting to move forward. Part of you still carrying questions about what happened before. Part of you hoping for change. Part of you wondering when that change would finally arrive. And that in-between space has not been easy, because uncertainty can be exhausting. Waiting can be exhausting. Not knowing can be exhausting. Yet despite everything, you kept going. You kept believing. You kept hoping. And that persistence matters more than you realize. Because the universe often rewards those who continue moving forward even when they cannot see the entire path. Pisces, there is a powerful lesson appearing in your energy today. Not every delay was an obstacle. Some delays were protection. Think about that. How many times have you looked back on life and realized that something you desperately wanted wasn't actually right for you? How many times did a closed door eventually lead to a better one? How many times did disappointment become redirection? The universe is reminding you that what felt like rejection may have been preparation. What felt like stagnation may have been alignment, and what felt like a setback may have been a setup for something greater. This is why today's energy feels so hopeful, because you're beginning to see evidence that things are finally aligning. Pisces, there is a strong indication that an opportunity is forming behind the scenes. An opportunity connected to growth, connected to possibility, connected to expansion. The interesting thing is that this opportunity may begin in a very simple way. Many people expect major life changes to arrive with dramatic announcements. But life rarely works like that. Often, the biggest opportunities begin quietly. A conversation, an introduction, an idea, a small invitation, a chance encounter, something that seems ordinary at first, but later reveals itself to be incredibly important. This is why awareness is essential. Stay open, stay observant, stay willing to explore possibilities, because the universe keeps highlighting the phrase, don't overlook the small beginning. Something that initially appears minor could become a turning point in your story. Pisces, there is also a message about releasing the past. Not because the past doesn't matter, but because the future needs room to enter. Many Pisces have spent too much time carrying emotional weight that no longer serves them. Old disappointments, old regrets, old wounds, old fears. And while these emotions are understandable, they can become heavy. The universe is showing that healing is creating freedom. Freedom to dream again. Freedom to trust again. Freedom to believe again. And perhaps most importantly, freedom to receive. Because receiving is difficult when your hands are full of the past. But your hands are beginning to open. Your heart is beginning to heal. And your spirit is beginning to feel lighter. Pisces, someone important may indeed re-enter your life. But the universe wants you to approach this possibility with wisdom. Do not assume every returning person deserves the same access they once had. People can return for many reasons. Curiosity, regret, growth, timing, unfinished lessons. The important thing is not whether they return. The important thing is how you respond. You are no longer the same person you once were. You have grown. You have evolved. You have learned valuable lessons. And those lessons should guide your decisions moving forward. Trust yourself. Trust what you've learned. Trust the wisdom you've gained through experience. Because your intuition is stronger than ever. Pisces, let's talk more about intuition. Because the universe keeps emphasizing this area. There are moments in life when logic provides answers. And there are moments when intuition becomes the guide. This is one of those moments. You may notice strong feelings about certain choices. Strong feelings about certain people. Strong feelings about certain opportunities. Pay attention. Because your intuition is acting like a compass. Not every path is meant for you. Not every opportunity aligns with your future. Not every person belongs in your next chapter. And your intuition is helping you recognize the difference. The universe is not asking you to figure everything out immediately. It is asking you to trust your inner guidance enough to take the next step. One step at a time. One decision at a time. One opportunity at a time. And eventually, those steps create transformation. Pisces, there is another beautiful message coming through. Hope is returning. Not temporary excitement. Not wishful thinking. Real hope. The kind of hope that comes from seeing evidence of change. The kind of hope that comes from recognizing progress. The kind of hope that comes from feeling the energy shift around you. And hope is powerful. Because hope changes perspective. Hope changes action. Hope changes possibility. When people lose hope, they stop trying. When people regain hope, they start creating. And the universe is showing that your creative energy is awakening again. Your belief in the future is strengthening again. And your willingness to embrace new possibilities is growing. Pisces, now let's talk about your lucky number. Your lucky number today is 6. This number carries the energy of harmony, balance, healing, and positive transitions. It often appears when life is moving from chaos toward stability, from uncertainty toward clarity, from struggle toward improvement. The number 6 is also strongly connected to home, relationships, emotional well-being, and personal fulfillment. When this number appears repeatedly, it often serves as a reminder that balance is returning, that healing is taking place, and that the universe is helping create a stronger foundation for your future. For Pisces, this message is especially important because you have spent so much time navigating emotional waters. The number 6 reminds you that calmer seas are ahead. Pisces, your lucky color is ocean blue, and this color reflects your current energy perfectly. Ocean blue symbolizes healing, wisdom, intuition, peace, and emotional depth. Think about the ocean. It moves constantly, yet beneath the waves, there is incredible stability. And that is your lesson right now. External circumstances may continue changing. Life may continue evolving, but your inner wisdom remains. Your inner strength remains. Your inner guidance remains. And the more you trust that guidance, the more confident you become. Pisces, as we come to the end of this reading, there is one final message the universe wants you to hear. Stop focusing on how long you've been waiting. Start focusing on what is beginning to move. Stop focusing on the delays. Start focusing on the opportunities. Stop focusing on what didn't happen. Start focusing on what is happening now. Because something is changing. A breakthrough is approaching. A door is opening. A chapter is ending. And a powerful new chapter is beginning. The answers you've been seeking may be closer than you realize. The opportunities you've been hoping for may already be forming. And the progress you've been waiting to see may finally be arriving. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and turn on notifications so you never miss your daily guidance. And before you leave, comment below. I welcome my new chapter. Type it with confidence. Believe it with your heart. And carry that energy into the days ahead. Because Pisces, the waiting period is ending. And what comes next may be exactly what you've been hoping for.